Hello students, now we will learn about special type of inflorescence in which we see Hypanthodium type of inflorescence, Verticellaster type of inflorescence and Cyathium type of inflorescence. First one, Hypanthodium. Second one, Verticellaster. Third one, Cyathium type of inflorescence. Under Hypanthodium, examples can be ficus plants, which are giving rise to fig fruits or Hypanthodium inflorescence. Here there are two species, Ficus carica 1, Ficus religiosa 1. Under Verticellaster type of inflorescence, examples are Osima and Salvia. Under Cyathium type of inflorescence, the best examples are Euphorbiaceae family members and Poinsettia. Now, in case of Hypanthodium inflorescence, the stalk will be like this to hold the inflorescence. Now, peduncle is modified into a cup-like structure like this. Peduncle here is modified into a cup-like structure. There is the entry into the inflorescence where flowers are existing is very narrow. This is narrow opening. Narrow opening. Now this is cup-shaped peduncle. Since we are telling it is modified special type of inflorescence. Inflorescence means it must be having flowers. So this is the location of male flowers. And this is the location of, the bottom part is the location of female flowers. In case of Hypanthodium inflorescence, there are other type of female flowers which are not used for fertilization. Those are called as gall flowers. You can say this red color marked female flowers are fertile female flowers. These are sterile or unfertile female flowers. These are also called as gall flowers. This Hypanthodium inflorescence in course of evolution, it was adopted like a wasp or any other pollinating agent must involve in this type of pollination so that fertilization happens. During course of evolution, this Hypanthodium inflorescence was adopted for insect pollination. So that here a type of insect called as gall wasp is the common name. It is also called as blastophaga. This type of wasp started entering into Hypanthodium inflorescence. Since the opening or entry is very narrow, when the wasp is entering inside, the pollen grains will get disturbed here, so that male flowers will get disturbed here, so that pollen grains will be falling on these fertile female flowers and fertilization happens. But there are some gall flowers also. Then what is the use of these gall flowers? Wasps mainly they enter into Hypanthodium inflorescence for laying eggs during their reproductive season or egg laying breeding season. So that what happens? They lay eggs at a gall flower's place, and when those eggs get hatched, the larva starts eating all the gall flowers and also side by female flowers also. But meanwhile, the mother wasp which has already laid eggs here will die because of suffocation, because the opening is very narrow. While entering inside, its wings were cut off, and to go back or to fly back to the outside atmosphere, there are no wings. since there is no way wasp dies inside the Hypanthodium only. Then what happens? These gallflowers are having the ovary and style in this shape, so that this will be the place where eggs can be laid. In case of fertile female flowers, pedicel, gynoecium is straight. It doesn't give any place for laying eggs. In case of fertile female flowers, gynoecium is like that. In case of gall flowers, gynoecium is like this. So after fertilization, this inflorescence gets converted into fig, what we call as a fruit. We will write some of the points. While wasp enters, its wings are cut off. And inside the Hypanthodium, wasp lays eggs. And gall flowers. So after hatching, larva eats some part of female flowers. So sometimes what happens? When we open the ripened fig or fruit of this Ficus carica or Ficus religiosa, we can see some remnants of this dead insect, of this dead blastophaga wasp. Wasp dies after some days and fertilized female flowers later gets converted into seeds and inflorescence into fig fruit. It doesn't mean that all fig fruits are having such type of insect remnants. A few will be having, others will be normally fertilized. And also, what about the larva that has been developed? After complete development into insects, small insects, they are ready to come out of the opening, this narrow opening. Later, the developed insects escapes out of fig fruit, because this fig gets ripened means after a certain time period, and there are many chances to make a hole or to break the fruit. After breaking of ripened fig, so this is about Hypanthodium inflorescence. Here what are important? Details about gallflower is important, name of the wasp is important, how these female fertile flowers are getting fertilized, that is important. What is the location of female fertile flowers and male flowers which are releasing pollen grain because of the disturbance created by wasps, that is important. Next, about Verticellaster type of inflorescence. Here we see initially the inflorescence gives rise to two branches, lateral branches. You know, Initially, the inflorescence gets terminated with a flower. It gives rise to two lateral branches. Those two lateral branches later gives rise to many number of uniparous type of, they show uniparous type of inflorescence. Under uniparous, it shows especially scorpoid type of inflorescence arrangement. Peduncle terminates with, means cyme or cymose type of inflorescence with a flower. Next, this inflorescence shows initially biparous type of inflorescence. Biparous. Biparous means giving rise to two lateral branches for one or two times, and later uniparous scorpoid inflorescence. Scorpoid inflorescence. So this type of verticellaster type of inflorescence is seen in case of Ocimum and Salvia. Next, Cyathium type of inflorescence. Here, the total peduncle is converted into a big cup-like structure in which there is only one female and many male flowers or male stamen. So this complete structure is gynoecium. So in case of Cyathium inflorescence, inside this cup-shaped modified thalamus or peduncle, here there are nectar glands and some short-sized stamen and long stamen. There is only one single gynoecium. So these are important examples under Hypanthodium, Verticellaster and Cyathium type of inflorescence.